Okay, so the new trailer for season 8 just came out, apparently, and wow, that was insane. So if you didn't know, basically we have been waiting like 1,000 years for a new trailer for season 8, and oh god, it finally came out the day before Winx Club's anniversary, which I'm not sure why. That's a pretty strange choice of a date. Unless they're planning something really crazy for the 28th, which they might be. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna get. Magic Bloom? Yikes. It's not something else. Oh my god. But basically, yeah, so we have the Season 8 trailer now, and wow, it's pretty amazing. You know, it's not something like super crazy, mainly because if you already saw, you know, all the spoilers and the leaks from, you know, the special little episode showing that they showed at a convention over in Italy, then you already know all this stuff. Basically, you already know everything that's going to happen in season 8. But you know, if you didn't, this is probably a really cool trailer for you. So basically, the story, if you didn't know, is that this little fucking star bitch, I don't know what her name is. She's a Luma, Uma Luma. Stella calls her a Luma. I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. I guess Stella just happens to know what that is. That would make sense, I suppose. Basically, she comes to Magix and she's like, "Help me, please, my place." So what is it called? Luminia, Lufukia, who knows? Is in trouble. And it's Valtor and his little weird helper thing that looks fucking ugly as hell. I can't believe they decided to do this. Well, it's so ugly. Like, they could have done something like much cooler. Why couldn't they give us like you know, something closer to like Smee, who's actually pretty competent and, you know, also makes me wet in my pants. But most importantly, he makes me wet in my pants. I mean, most importantly, he's competent, right? Nothing else. So yeah, he's come back, and you know, everybody likes Valtor, and you know, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, I love all the old villains. Wouldn't it be so cool if they came back?" And look at this, we have an old villain coming back. So you know, Rainbow's actually listening. They're doing some things that we wanted. Like we have Enchantix and Cyrenix coming back supposedly. Well, we know Cyrenix for a fact, but we don't really know in what form Enchantix is coming back. There's going to be a doll coming out, but I don't think anybody knows if how it's going to work in the show, because they claim that Enchantix is coming back, but I don't know in what form. You know, whatever, who cares? Well, I care because it's fucking Enchantix and that's my fucking name, so obviously I care about Enchantix. But so this happens, and so the Winx got to go save them or something, and from what we know, there's going to be a new Butterflies transformation, and I hope to God it's going to be good. I've heard people say that the transformation looks like a lot closer to Sailor Moon, which I suppose that sounds cool. I would love to see how it turns out. I think it'll be look really cool. I hope Musa gets Venus's little pose. That would probably look really cool. I don't know if they're gonna do much else with the others, but I've heard people say it just looks like Sailor Moon poses, so I don't know, maybe it'll be good. And also apparently there's gonna be a transformation for the specialists. You know, a lot of people have their opinions on the specialists right now. The fact that they look a lot younger and don't really look like, you know, big buff boys anymore, which does suck a lot. I mean, you know, I liked them being big buff boys, not just for horny reasons, but it really helps in contrast with the other Winx. So having them, you know, basically look almost the same, it's a poor decision. I don't really like that. But I do like that they have, you know, new outfits, you know, new weapons, and apparently there's going to be a transformation sequence for them, which, wow. That is something I've waited for so long, to have non-fairies have a transformation. We don't really have that very much in this show, so I hope the specialists have something really cool. I've heard it looks like the Regal Academy male transformations, and I do like those, so it might be good. You know, that already gives me some promise that it will be something I like. Who knows? But I do, you know, have some opinions that are a bit negative, of course. For one, the shading in the show, like the color shading on the Winx's hair, it looks a bit strange. I have to admit, especially on like Bloom and Stella and Tekna, and a little bit of Aisha, but not so much. It kind of looks a bit strange with how the hair is colored, but I think I can get used to it. But otherwise, I do like the new art style for the Winx. They do look really cute, really nice. I know a lot of people say they look like children, but my problem is that saying that they look like children is not a real... It's not a real criticism, honestly. Because that's not actually something bad. I mean, they look young. Sure, they look really young. But, I mean, the Winx have always looked weird. They're cartoons. Like, I think the idea is to have exaggerated, you know, style at this point. Winx has always been exaggerated with the body type. I mean, they're like so fucking skinny, girl. Like, I could probably fit my entire hand over their waist. Like, it's creepy. So, you know, I don't really see the point of complaining. Like, oh my god, look like kids. They've always looked weird. That's not really a thing. And I do agree that the specialists, you know, look a bit strange, and it's a strange design choice. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the idea that it's like an actual criticism to call them like, oh my god, they look bad because they're children. Because it's not. Like, it's not a criticism. That's not actually something bad about the design. Like, come on. Seriously? And people who are like, oh my god, this is ruining my childhood. Listen, your childhood already happened. It didn't change. It's the same. It already happened. It's in the past. Everything about your childhood already happened. This thing that happens in the future does not ruin your childhood because your childhood already happened. Like, dude, come on. Stop. Just stop. If you don't like the new season, don't watch it, okay? Just don't watch it. And, like, stop pretending like, you know, this show should be made for you. Like, come on, you guys are worse than bronies. You know bronies? Those people who pretend like this show is made for older audiences when it's not. It's always been made for little girls and you just happen to like it. The same thing with Winx Club. You just happen to think it's okay. But I think not so much, because with My Little Pony, those are like people who appreciated the show because it wasn't, you know, it wasn't something that was every other girl show. You know, it did something different, it did something new, it did something unique. Winx Club, however, does something similar, but most people who are into that were into Winx Club were like little kids. And now they complain because the new season is for little kids, but Winx Club was always for little kids. You just happen to be a little kid, and you just happen to have some weird bias that the older seasons are better because hashtag it's for older audiences and it's mature and all that sort of bullshit, when that's, well, complete bullshit. It's really not. It's totally made for fucking little kids. Like, why? like this really stupid idea and this really stupid, like, you know, theory that Winx Club was originally like super mature and, you know, now it's just for like little kids and all that shit. But it's bullshit, because Winx Club has always been for little kids. Like, the moment you accept the fact that this show is for little kids, I think it gets better, because you accept the fact that this show is gonna do things that are generic kid show things. And I'm not saying that this means that Winx Club should, you know, just be brainless. I mean that it's not for an older audience. Things like World of Winx and the new live-action show are for older audiences, not the main show. It never was meant for older audiences. It was always made for little kids. It was always made to just sell toys. Like, I don't understand why people pretend like this isn't the case when it totally is. It totally is the case. So just accept that Winx Club's gonna stay like this. Just wait for the live action show to come out. Just wait for World of Winx Season 8 to come out. Whatever. Just do that and stop pretending like this show is, you know, was always made for you when it was not. Just accept the fact that it's a show for kids and stop pretending like it's not, because it totally is. Basically. Okay, I went on a totally different rant about something else that wasn't really about Season 8. But basically, yeah, Season 8. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. I don't think it'll be terrible. I agree that it's different and it's a bit weird. But you know what, they're giving us things that we asked for. They're giving us back Enchantix. They're giving us older transformations that we liked. You know, they're showing off older things. They're bringing back Riven, which I think is a terrible decision personally. Like, Riven was a terrible boyfriend for Musa, and anybody who ships that is probably a little kid who doesn't understand how really bad abusive relationships are. Like, really bad, dude. Don't ship that, please. Hopefully they're probably gonna do something correct, and like, you know, they're not gonna like mess up and make, you know, Musa and Riven come back together for some really cheesy kind of thing and just be like, oh, I'll be a better boyfriend and all that kind of bullshit, even though you spent, what, 6 seasons being an overall really terrible boyfriend to her, and only really season 5 was like a season where you were consistently okay, but that was because we didn't even have that much Musa and Riven screen time. So, bleh, you know, whatever. Hopefully, basically my only problem with season 8 is Musa and Riven. That's gonna be terrible. You know, the new shading of the colors, I don't really like that too much, which is a nitpicky thing. You know, everything else is a bit nitpicky. I don't really have anything else really bad about it to say other than that I'm worried about how they're going to write Musa and Riven, really. Oh, and the Cosmic song is like, whatever. It sounds like commercial music, and I don't hate it. I think I'm gonna get used to it. I kind of like it now, but first impressions were not that amazing, but I think it'll grow on me. I think it will. The ending song, though, sounds like shit. It really doesn't sound good. It sounds really boring. It sounds... I'm not a fan of that, but you know what, when the lyrics for that song come out, you know, hopefully it'll be good, but as of right now, the ending theme sounds like trash. So, yeah. Okay, bye. By the way, this wasn't scripted. That's why I kind of went on a tangent, because this wasn't scripted. So, yeah. Okay, bye.